Hello, everybody. In today's lesson, lesson 6.11, we're going to work with subtraction, three-digit subtraction, but we're going to be regrouping with zeros. And so our essential question that you should be able to answer at the end of this lesson is, how do you regroup when there are zeros in the number to start with? Okay, I'm going to read you a problem. And if you get stuck, remember you can always count up. Okay. All right. Mr. Sanchez made 403 cookies. He sold 159 cookies. How many cookies does Mr. Sanchez have now? Okay, so again, let me give you the numbers and then I want you to pause the video and try to come up with a way to find the difference. Mr. Sanchez made 403 cookies. He sold 159 cookies. How many cookies does he have now? Okay, so the problem I gave you was 403 minus 159. So you'll notice that there's a zero in the tens place. Well, I have three ones. How can I take away 9 ones from 3? I can't, right? But normally we go to the tens place, right? And we say, okay, well, I'll regroup one of the tens. Well, there aren't any tens here to regroup. So what are you going to do to solve that? So if you got stuck, let's do this. Okay. What would I have to add to 159 to make it a 10 plus 1? Okay, so we're at 160. What would I have to add to 60 to get to the next 100? That would be plus 40. Okay, so now we're at 200. What would I have to add to 200 to get to 400? 200. Okay, so now I'm at 400. And what would I have to add to 400 to get to 403? I'd have to add 3. Okay, so then we can just add these together. 200 plus 40 is 240. 243, 244. Okay. All right. Now, 403 minus 159. I want you to think as of the hundreds. This number, I want you to think of it as tens and ones. In 400, there are 40 tens. Okay. Because 10 tens is 100. So 40 tens would be 400. And then we'd have 3 ones. Okay. In 159, we have 15 tens and 9 ones. Okay. Now, in this case, we still have to make the ones bigger because I can't take 9 away from it. But if I think of 403 as 40 tens, then I can cross out 40, take one of the tens, and trade it for 10 ones. Okay. And then 13 take away 9 is 4 ones. And 39 take away 15 tens is 24 tens. Okay, I just did regular subtraction here. 9 tens take away 5 tens is 4. 3 take away 1 10 is 2 tens. Okay, so 24 tens. So 24 tens and 4 ones is 244. So what does that look like in a standard subtraction method? Okay, so what we did was we made it 39 tens, right? Well, we still need to take 9 from 3, right? And there weren't any tens to regroup. So we can take one of the hundreds and trade it for 10 tens. Now we have enough tens to trade with the ones, or trade as ones. So take one of the new 10s and trade it for 10 ones. Okay, so you look, you have 3 hundreds, 9 10s, and 13 ones. That's exactly what we have here when we thought of 403 as 40 10s and 3 ones. Okay, so 4, 4, 2. At page 322. Model and draw. Ms. Dean has a book with 504 pages in it. She has read 178 pages so far. How many more pages does she still have to read? Well, looking at this, there's not enough ones to subtract 8, right? Since there's no 10s to regroup, since there are 0 10s, we're going to regroup the 500s as 400s and 10 10s. Okay, so we see that here. We're going to take from the hundreds, regroup as 10 10s. Okay, so now we have enough. We have 10s now to regroup. So we're going to take one of the 10s and trade it for 14 or 10 ones, which gives us 14 ones. Now we can subtract. And 14 take away 8 is 6. 9 take away 7 is 2. And 400 take away 100 is 300. Okay, so number 1. Again, if we think of 308, I'm going to write it up here as 30 10s, 8 ones, take away 25 10s, 9 ones. Okay, well, I don't have enough ones to take away 9, right? So let's take one of the 10s and trade it for 10 ones. Okay. Okay, so 29 10s, 18 ones. Take away 259. 18 take away 9, 9. 9 take away 5, 4. 2 take away 2 is 0, so we're not going to write down 0 here. So 49. Okay, so what we did here, there weren't any 10s to regroup from, so we took one of the 10s from 100, traded it for 10 10s. We then took one of the 10s and traded it for 10 ones. Okay, or you can think of it as 29 10s, 18 ones. 30 10s, 8 ones. Take one of the 10s, leaving you 29 10s, and then we have 18 ones. 755 minus 438. Well, this is just a review from our last couple lessons. We can't take 8 ones from 5 ones, so we're going to regroup from the 10s. Trade it for 10 ones. 15 take away 8 is 7. 4 10s take away 3 10s is 110. And 700 take away 400 is 300. All right, 801. We can think of that as 80 10s and 1 1. Take away 37 10s and 5 ones. Okay, well, we can't take 5 ones from 1 1, so we can take away one of the 10s, trade one of the 10s for 10 ones. Okay, and then we could subtract that. Okay, so that's one way to think of it, right? Okay, I can't take 5 from 1. There aren't any 10s to regroup. So I need to make the 10s big enough first off. So I'm going to trade one of the hundreds for 10 10s. Okay, now I can trade one of these 10s for 10 ones. And again, you notice that we have the same 7, 9, 11. 7, 9, 11. Okay, so they both work out basically the same. 11 take away 5, 6. 9 tenths take away 7 tenths, 2. And 700 take away 300 is 400. Okay, let's look at page 323. Okay, number 4. This is a review question from previous lessons. 3 ones take away 2 ones. You can do that. But 6 tens take away 8 tens. We can't do that. So we're going to take one of the hundreds and trade it for 10 tens. 16 take away 8 is 8. And 400 take away 100 is 300. All right, 904 take away 568. Think of this as 90 tens and 4 ones. Okay. And think of the bottom number that we're taking away as 56 tens and 8 ones. Okay. We can't take 8 ones from 4 ones. So we're going to take one of the 90 tens and trade it for 10 ones. Okay. Then we could subtract. Okay. So we're going to look here. I can't 4 take away 8. I can't take 8 from 4, but there aren't any tens to regroup. So I'm going to trade one of the hundreds for 10 tens. Now I'm going to trade one of the tens for 10 ones. Okay. 14 take away 8, 6. 9 take away 6, 3. 8 take away 5, 3. Okay, so what can we think of 705 as? As 70 tens and 5 ones minus 23 tens and 1 1. Okay, in this case, we do have enough ones to subtract. So here, we don't need to necessarily think of it this way, but let me back up. So when I look at this one, so this method where we're thinking of it as 70 tens and 5 ones, that's really the only reason we want to write it this way is if we have to regroup. Well, we don't have to regroup the ones here. So let's not use this idea. So here, let's just subtract. 5 take away 1, 4. Okay. Can I take 3 tenths from 0 tenths? No. So we go to the hundreds, right? Which would be 6. And then we'd have 10 tens, right? Because we traded one of the hundreds. So there's really no reason. So we think of this as trade one of the hundreds for 10 tens. So we don't need this method here because we didn't have to regroup in the ones. Okay. All right. So 10 tens take away 3 tens is 7. And 600 take away 200 is 400. All right. So keep in mind that we really only want to rewrite this as 70 tens or some number of tens and ones if we have to regroup the ones. Okay, so here we had to regroup the ones. So that method works really well. All right. So 7, 603. Well, I can't take 8 from 3. So this one, it would work to think of it as 60 tens, 3 ones, take away 32 tens, and 8 ones. Okay, so here we would trade one of the 60 tens for 10 ones. Okay, so I need to get more ones, but there aren't any tens to regroup. So I'm going to take one of the hundreds, trade it for 10 tens. I'm going to take one of the tens now and trade it for 10 ones. Okay. 13 take away 8 ones is 5 ones. 9 tens take away 2 tens is 7 tens. And 500 take away 300 is 200. All right, number 8. I have 2 ones and I have to take away 8 ones. Can't do that, so let's regroup in the tens. All right, so now we have 12 ones, take away 8 ones, 4 ones. 3 tens take away 3 tens is 0 tens. And 400 take away 200 is 200. Right here we have to regroup right? Because we can't take 5 ones from 1 1. So I can think of that as 90 tens and 1 1. Oops. And 67 tens and 5 ones. Okay. We're going to take one of the tens and trade it for 10 ones. Okay. 11 ones, take away 5 ones. We could do that. Okay. So we're going to take one of the hundreds, trade it for 10 tens, take one of the tens, and trade it for 10 ones. All right. 11 take away 5, 6. 9 take away 7 tens, 2 tens. 800 take away 600, 200. Number 10. 702 take away 426. Okay, I can't take 6 ones from 2 ones. So I'm going to think of 702. I can think of it as 70 tens and 2 ones minus 42 tens and 6 ones. So I can take one of the tens and trade it for 10 ones. So we can take one of the hundreds, trade it for 10 tens, and now we can take one of the tens and trade it for 10 ones. 12 take away 6 ones is 6 ones. 9 tens take away 2 tens is 7 tens. 600 take away 400 is 276 total. 684 minus 219. I have 4 ones and I have to take away 9 ones. Can't do that, so let's regroup one in the tens. 14 ones take away 9 ones is 5 ones. 7 tens take away 1 10 is 6 tens. And 600 take away 200 is 400. 473 take away 137. 9 ones take away 7 ones. We can do that without regrouping. 7 tens take away 3 tens. 4 tens. We can do that without regrouping. And 400 take away 100. 300. 13. Miguel has 125 more baseball cards than Chad. Miguel has 405 baseball cards. How many baseball cards does Chad have? Okay, so if I was illustrating this, I'd say Miguel has 405, and that's 125 more than Chad. So if we take Chad's number plus the 125 more that Miguel has, that should give us 405. So I can do 405 minus 125. Okay, well, 5 take away 5 is 0. And I have 0 tens and I have to take away 2 tens. We know we have to regroup. Okay, so 10 tens take away 2 tens is 8 tens. And 300 take away 100 is 200. So Chad has 280 baseball cards. Okay. So if we put 280 there, it would add up to 405. All right, page 14. Number 14. Blair has 255 pennies. Some are in a box and some are in her bank. There are more than 100 pennies in each place. How many pennies could be in each place? And explain how you solve the problem. All right. There has to be more than 100 pennies in each place. So let's just start there. So we know that the least in each place would be 101 in each, right? Because that's more than 100. That would be 202. So they can't have 101 in each place. Okay. So we know it's 100, 100 at least, right? Now let's think about this. It doesn't say one has more than the other. So let's look at 50. Can you think of two numbers that would give you 50? Sure. 10 plus 40. Okay, that would be 50. 20 plus 30. 30. Well, we wouldn't want to repeat that. Or 25 plus 25. Okay. And then I could go 1 plus 49, 2 plus 48, 3 plus 47, so on, right? But I would say there's 110 pennies in a box, 140 pennies in her bank. There's multiple answers, okay? You need to just explain how you solved it. Since both are over 100, okay, since both are over 100, the hundredth digit for both places is 100. So just find a combination that adds up to 50. I chose 10 plus 40. So 110 and 140. Okay. And the last one on lesson 211, 611. There are 404 people at the baseball game. 273 people are fans of the blue team. The rest are fans of the red team. How many are fans of the red team? Okay, so we have 404 people and 273 are not fans of the red team. Okay, so we can subtract this. 4 take away 3 is 1. Okay, so I don't need to use the 40 tens and 4 ones method because I don't need to regroup the ones. Okay, I will have to still trade one of the hundreds because I don't have enough tens. All right, now we have enough tens. 10 take away 7 is 3. And 300 take away 200 is 100. So 131 fans support the red team. Did we have to regroup the 10 as 14 ones? No. We didn't have to regroup the ones at all. Did we regroup 100 as 10 tens? Yeah, we did. We took one of the 400s and traded it for 10 tens. Did we subtract 3 ones from 4 ones? Yes, we did. That's how we got 1. Did we subtract 200s from 400s? We didn't, right? Because there weren't 400 left after trading. There were only 300. So there are 131 fans of the red team. Okay, so that's it for lesson 611, regrouping with zeros. So until our next lesson, I will see you soon.